what's going on, fellas? Welcome on to the Friday episode here of Winning Bets as we're kicking off the weekend in grand style. Hope you guys are having a great day. Looking forward to the weekend. That's right. Yeah, baby, the weekend is here. We're going to go ahead and make sure we recap yesterday, which was our third straight day of profit. So we do get to go ahead and ring that cash register, be music to everybody's ears to kick off a nice Friday morning. Then let's go ahead and settle on into some MLB talk live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel previewing today's MLB slate. You'll, of course, get our favorite parlays, our favorite underdog. What's just the best bet on today's board? Hang around to the payoff pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time to go ahead and find out. Let's go ahead and throw up that recap where, as I mentioned there, we do get to go ahead and ring that cash register because we secured profit on Tuesday, profit on Wednesday, and profit on Wednesday at plus 0.38 units. Absolutely love to see that right there. Finally picking up some momentum, and hopefully we can keep that going as we get on up into money-making weekend. You can see there the tennis plays right there. The only thing I want to say about the tennis plays is you notice there was no tennis plays today. That's because the rain delay, and quite frankly, the rain delay is still wreaking havoc on the tournament. And while yesterday was rain-free, if you've been following Wimbledon, they're having to play catch-up. They're just cramming the matches in, and guys are having quick turnarounds. And that's what happened to one of our losses right there, Tarandola on the money line. Look, the guy's had a great 2023 season. He had a good hard court season. Of course, he had a good clay court season, as most players from South America, clay is going to be their preferred surface. So not surprising he had a good clay circuit. But then he also had a great grass court circuit leading up to Wimbledon. He was competitive in every goddamn matchup, but not only was he competitive, he was getting wins on the grass leading up to Wimbledon. It was a good spot for him. I think the quick turnaround burned him because you look at it, he lost in three straight sets and wasn't really competitive like he had been showing all of 2023 and certainly on the grass court season leading up to Wimbledon. So I'm just going to back off, let the fallout from the rain delay catch up, and if we get another good day at Wimbledon with no rain, we should be caught up going to this weekend. You shouldn't have these quick turnarounds. I'm not going to sit here and piss and moan about the play, but I do feel like the rain at least made it so it wasn't competitive and didn't give us a chance to go ahead and cash that money line. So if you're wondering where the Wimbledon plays today, that's where it is. We're just going to let the tournament get caught up, and then we can jump back on into it this weekend. Let's roll that on into baseball, though, and break down these plays. How about that Cubs Brewers NRFI? Had so much fun hanging out with you guys. Told you we had a special meeting of NRFI Nation, a very, very special meeting. We hadn't had one in a while. We were able to get together on Thursday afternoon, sweat out. Not really too sweaty right there. Only had one base runner. That was Ian Happ. He got on base. Other than that, it was sweat-free. 6 up, 6 down, relatively speaking. And the Cubs and Brewers cash ourselves a good NRFI. We missed the Reds and Nationals over 17.5 hits. Look, what the hell? And from everything I understand, it's up to the home team's discretion on whether or not games, go into rain delays or games get postponed. That is up to the home team. We handicapped that game based on left-handed starters in that game. What the hell are we doing playing an inning and 1 out just for then the rain to come 15 minutes into the game and then we get enough rain delay where it knocks out Mackenzie Gore? I mean, there goes a lot of your handicapping right there with how great the Reds are versus left-handers. Again, not to piss and moan, but it changes it. It changed. We didn't lose that play by much. We needed 18 hits. I think there was 14 or 15 hits, so we were around it. But nice to have Mackenzie Gore. But seriously, why not just wait 15 minutes game? If the rain cell comes, cool, you go into a delay. If it doesn't come, the game just got delayed 15. The Nationals really screwed themselves, damn near screwed up their bullpen headed on into the weekend. They have nothing to blame but themselves as being the home team. So that one's unfortunate. Feel like if there's not a rain delay, we probably get a cash, but we didn't get a cash. Rangers, Red Sox, we played that same angle of over 18.5 hits, and there were 20 some odd hits, or a lot of hits in that game. I told you guys on payoff pitch, I also like the over. The over cashed easily. Hell, the Red Sox hit the over all on their own. Whether you play the over or an over hits, either way, you got yourself a good cash. We tried that in the Cardinals and Marlins. Missed it on the hook, as you can see right there. Thought maybe we were going to get a late hit to get us up over the hump and get us to a cash, but it wasn't quite meant to be. That one hurt. That one hurt, losing that one on the hook, and subsequently the game did not go over 8 runs. Perez under 6.5 Ks. dude had to strike out 7 to go ahead and lose that. Of course, Jordan Lyles wasn't the winning pitcher. He's god-awful. But Perez had to do it to us, man. Had to get 7. God damn, really unfortunate stuff right there. Nelson, the same play right there on another one, though. Nelson going under Ks with Sanchez not being the winning pitcher. Sanchez pitched a hell of a game. Absolutely hell of a game. The game just went in extra innings, and by then, obviously, he exited the game well before then, so he couldn't be the winning pitcher. Nelson just got rocked. Love talking about that one on the payoff pitch, about how the Mets were probably going to jump on him, but certainly not going to strike out. He only got 1 strikeout, and we had under 4.5. So that was a good plus money cash right there. Kikuchi under his Ks. I talk about adding plays, and while I know I don't add plays a lot, that was one where once you saw game 1 unfold, Berrios gets the long leash because he's pitching really well. You knew Kikuchi, if he run into problems, was going to get the hook. That's exactly what happened. Dude went 5 innings pitched, got 4 strikeouts, I believe it was, and we had under 6.5 Ks. What just a dream number for the sports books to go ahead and hang. So hopefully you're following me on Twitter. That one came out. It was like an hour and a half before first pitch. I gave out the warning. And then maybe to actually pull the trigger was about 15 minutes. But there was more than enough time with the advance notice to go ahead and jump on Kikuchi under 6.5K. So that was a good cash right there. And then Guardians on the run line. Guardians on the run line against the Royals. Just an easy play last night, 6-1. We're going to talk about this matchup today, though, on the payoff pitch. This one's could possibly trip up some people. We'll get the Squirrel's thoughts, of course, at 11 a.m., see what he thinks about the Royals and Guardians. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that one trips up some people. So all in all, a good day. Third straight day of profit at plus 0.38 units. And then you can see still down on the week. And obviously yesterday we made 2 $10 parlays. So our arbitrage goes down from $60 down to $40, which we'll of course use over the course of the weekend. Picked up a free bet this morning over on MGM. They're handing out free bets. So plenty of opportunities to have some fun this weekend. See how the weekend can unfold. So with that being said, we'll hop into the comment section, see what you guys are up to, and then we'll talk about it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy Friday. Ringing that cash right to kick off a Friday. What a great way to kick off the weekend. Love to see that right there. Let's see if we can have ourselves a good weekend. You took Tsitsipas live at DK Boost plus 220. What happened with that, Brian? Because I actually took Andy Murray, or not Brian, I actually took Andy Murray pre-match at minus 145 on the money line. Is that game resumed? No, so it's still 2-1. I mean, I'll say good luck to Gent because that's not an official play. Obviously, it's not on the card, but I liked Andy Murray pre-match. He's up 2-1. Andy Murray's the better. Tsitsipas is at a terrible, terrible grass court season. Really bad. That was a good spot for Andy Murray, but it's only it's not an official play, so we can root for Tsitsipas, but that one's going to be tough, man. Let's have a great day. Yeah, let's have it. Let's have it, Brian. We're going for 4 straight days of profit, Brian. 4. Give me 4. Give me 4. Give me 4. We've got a UFC bet. You guys remember we were hanging out yesterday with Tyler. He went ahead and gave us this one. He provided a little bit of a write-up. I'll allow you to read it. There's no point in me reading it and expanding on it like I have any knowledge on it whatsoever. I do not. We're banking on Tyler to give us another winner. Even if not, we appreciate the play, Tyler. He thinks there's a good dog at over plus 300. We locked it in yesterday. Obviously, you guys remember, again, we were talking about it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm intrigued either way. Again, I appreciate the play. See if we can get a good 3-to-1 cash or more than 3-to-1 cash, up on our money. Full unit play for Tyler. That's how much confidence he has in this plus 300 dog. He's 2-0, looking to go 3-0. Of course, there's no pressure on Tyler to supply us a play. There's no pressure for anybody to supply us a play. We thought maybe this would be fun if we do a play a week from the Winning Bets community. We haven't quite done one a week, but that's okay too. We've been getting this one, and we look forward to cashing this one Saturday night. So let's go. Let's go. Who locked in on that UFC play? Who's along on a plus 300 cash? Who's got confidence in my man Tyler? Yeah, I got confidence. I'm along for the ride. All right, let's see. Do we have? Okay, cool. There's something else I want to share. I'm gonna share this with you guys now. This was in collaboration of William Blackwell. Everybody knows who William Blackwell is. It's unfortunate we no longer do the Highline podcast, but it's not anything of like, William and I aren't friends or we're not talking. We still talk on a damn near every other day basis or something, but just not doing the podcast for various reasons. But I put together this parlay. I'm thinking about making it an official play with arbitrage money, but even if this is an absolute lottery play, it's an absolute lottery play. You're at the Atlanta Motor Super Speedway. We're really anything can happen. But I've got Austin Hill to win the Xfinity Series race, Kozlowski to win the NASCAR Cup Series race, and Lewis Hamilton to win the F1 race this week, and $10 to win up over $7,500. We'll see if this becomes an official free roll, but if not, I just thought I would share it because, some of this play comes from William, and if this hits, I think you guys should maybe sprinkle it, but it is risky being at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So we'll see. If that becomes an official play, you'll know on Saturday if we decide to use. What I'm hoping to do is make some arbitrage money tonight, or I should say flip it, and then maybe make it an official play. But if we've only got $40, I want to keep using that on baseball plays that I research heavily. I have a lot of confidence in. And it's a greater probability to flip our money than add it to the bankroll. With that is Atlanta Motor Super Speedway. This one's a full-on, kind of a risky one. I mean, we debated it, we talked about it. So $10, see how it rolls. See how it rolls. LFG, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, fellas? What is going on? What's everybody up to this weekend? Torkelson to hit a home run today at plus 500. Yeah, everybody wants to jump on fading Alek Manoah. Look forward to talking about that matchup. We can talk about it a little bit now. What the hell? I'm actually hoping that everybody just goes, oh my God, Alek Manoah's on the mound. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Tigers at plus money because I've already seen it tweeted by several handicappers. That Toronto Blue Jays price is only going to get better. Give me the better offense. Give me by far the better bullpen. And if you looked at Alex Fado, the back of his baseball card, there's nothing to suggest that each of these guys can't get equally rocked. And I'm getting the better offense in the Blue Jays because we know the Tigers can't hit right-handers. Alek Manoah apparently went down to the minor leagues. They watched film. They saw his mechanics were different than they were in 2022 when he was an all-star. They tweaked his mechanics, and then he's coming off in a good outing, albeit it's double-A competition. But if his mechanics were truly tweaked, and maybe he has gotten back to what he was pitching like in 2022 from a mechanic standpoint, I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star tonight, but he was an all-star in 2022. So I'm on major pause on backing the Tigers. I want no part of that, even if, I want much better bullpen in the Blue Jays, much better bullpen in the Blue Jays, and the better offense. And then again, look at Fado. Hell, I got it sitting here because this is going to be talked about on Payoff Pitch because I know everybody just wants to fade Alek Manoah. I know everybody wants to, so I was ready. Here, if Fado ain't done anything worth a damn, I mean, he's given up multiple runs at every start, can't go more than 6 innings, just get beat up. Get beat up. 5.54 ERA. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Let's see if Torkelson's got any career numbers off Manoah. Torkelson is 1 for 2 in his career with a single. So, very, very small samples. Nobody in today's starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers has hit a home run off of Manoah in their career, albeit we're getting really small sample sizes here in terms of plate appearances up against Manoah. But yeah, I ain't just jumping on fading him. Because if he's tweaked those mechanics, you don't want any part of that because now you're going up against a great offense and a great bullpen in the Blue Jays. You're going to run yourself into trouble. Had to bring that up, seeing that everywhere. You're seeing the home run everywhere or more just Tigers everywhere? I definitely have seen Tigers money line given out, and I don't get it. We're just going to ignore the fact that Blue Jays have way better of a bullpen and way better offensive numbers versus right-handers. I can't ignore that. Just because Manoah's on the mound, I'm not just... If you like it, then just take the team total. Just take the team total because the Blue Jays should rock Fado. And then this Tigers bullpen, it's god-awful. It's bottom 5. A 6.18 ERA, a 5.1 FIP, a 1.49 whip, a 289 opponent's batted average. They're allowing 1.85 home runs per 9 innings. All this shit is bottom 5. Who the hell wants that bullpen? I don't want that bullpen at plus 120. Give me the team total if you like the Tigers today. Don't try and take them to win. What's their team total? It's probably going to be at 4.5-ish. Let's see. It's a 3.5. If you like the Tigers today, I would say screw the money line. I'm going in like 2-3 units on the team total. That's what I would do. I would sacrifice the plus 120 on the money line at 1 unit and go in heavy on the team total. Not a play I'm doing, not something I'm ultra endorsing, but that's just a pivot that I would do off of the money line. Because, instead, you want to go up against a team in Toronto with a 2.86 ERA, a 1.13 WHIP, a 3.09 ERA. They're allowing 0.78 home runs per 9 innings. I mean, it's all significantly better than the Tigers. Yeah, I know that one's going to come. What's another one that's going to go ahead and come out? I already got, I look forward. I enjoy payoff pitch. I love talking the games. Yeah, or maybe just the over. Right, for sure. Those are the two pivots. If you like the Tigers, you just take the over, or you just take the Tigers team total if you're in the mood to back the Tigers today. It's falling, though. Now, since we've been talking, the Tigers at plus 115, the Blue Jays have come down to minus 135. Come on. Keep on dropping that Blue Jays. I'll hop on it at some point. I'll hop on it. They said they found something. He tweaked his deliveries. He had a great start against AA. I granted it's AA. I hear you. AA competition. I hear you. I don't know. We got plenty of time to think about that, and I'm sure people are going to keep doing us favors, so no need to let's drop this message here into the Squirrel so he has the link to join. Squirrel's 2 minutes away. What other shit you guys feeling out there? Hit me with it. You guys know I'm ready. That Titipas Andy Murray play, by the way, Degent, that is which is another reason why I'm a little upset. We lost that Charandola money line because they're like starting third round matches before second round matches even complete. They're just cramming this shit in. Thought we were really unfair by him. I'm just backing off today. But yeah, I mean, this Murray Tsitsipas one is going to go late because they want to screen this shit on center court. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, 2 big name guys, but yeah. What are some of the matches been going on today? Damn, Vesely lost. Oh, yeah, we will obviously report, while we don't have any tennis plays, we'll obviously have on tonight's recap tennis losses. Manarino, he was unable to beat Medvedev and kept it close in the third set, but unfortunately the first and the second sets got away from him, so we also didn't cover the 5.5 spread. So already technically on the day down 1.33 units, but that don't stop us from making money today because we're hot in baseball. 3 days in a row of profit. I ain't scared to put together a winning card. I already got some great bets today. CLV for days, which personally doesn't matter to me, but I know the people out there kind of like it. We got CLV for days. So, all right, let me go get ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. Let's talk about this baseball stuff. You can hedge Tsitsipas now. You should. Andy Murray is going to win. Andy Murray will win that match. I mean, yeah, obviously, with the caveat of everybody understanding anything can happen. Tsitsipas has been shitty on grass. Andy Murray's a way better player on grass, and he's already up 2-1. And the rain delay only helps Andy Murray, right? This is an old guy, shitty knees, doesn't play anything other than the grass court season anyways because his body's so damn deteriorated. The rain delay only helps Andy Murray. I mean, maybe it helps Tsitsipas too, but it really helps Andy Murray because you get him into a 5-setter and the guy's just kind of getting old. So if he has a chance to sleep overnight with a 2-1 lead, the rain delay only helps him. Buzkava. I don't really do women's tennis, but I would take Garcia, to be honest. Garcia's coming off a nice win, looking like maybe she's got a little bit of confidence. I'd rather have Garcia than her. And Garcia's what? Probably maybe a dog? Or maybe a small favorite. I'd rather have Garcia. So, anyways, cool. All right, let's see if we've got Hockey Squirrel. Oh, he's joining right now. Sweet. All right, fellas, we'll get ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. We'll come on back here in half a second, and we'll do payoff pitch. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Friday episode here of the Payoff Pitch. We're live every single day. We're live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, previewing today's MLB slate. He's the Hockey Squirrel. I'm Jason. We're powered by Bet Openly. Down in this video description, you can find a link. Hop on over to Bet Openly and check them out, where you win more and lose less. Squirrel, it's the weekend. Feeling good? How's it going, man?
Not too bad. You know how much I won yesterday?
You won 6.32 units. 1 unit. Nice.
One single dollar. I won $1.
$1. Oh, you won 0.01 units?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
A single dollar.
Sounds like green to me, buddy. I like it.
So
it'd be like that sometimes. I won 0.38 units. I'm on a 3-day heater, Squirrel. Been a while since I've been on a heater like this. That's how bad it's been.
No, same here. No, it hasn't been too great, but that's unfortunately the reality of betting. I'm a little bit light on some things today. I had enough to fill out the 9 innings here, but
okay.
I don't know. I think it'll fill out as the day rolls along. That's how it's been. Hey man, I don't know when the last time I lost a WNBA pick on here was, but certainly didn't lose again yesterday, giving out the one I did. There were like 3 of them I bet. I don't know which one did I give out here. I would have given out.
It was like a -9.5. I think Phoenix Sun.
Yeah.
Or
Connecticut. Yeah, Connecticut Sun -9.5, and they won by like 40 or something. Yeah. I'm serious.
No, I can believe it with WNBA. I don't even need to be told that. I can believe it.
Yeah, it was 73-93.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
no, but at some point though, it was like the game started out, first quarter was 29-6, and no, it was they were up by like 30-40 points.
So are you teasing us with fifth inning? You got some more coming and keep swinging?
5th inning, I do have another thing. Yeah,
Nice.
I'll give one out there. So
Squirrel, I'm excited.
Hey, let's start off. Oh, what are you excited for?
I'm excited to talk this baseball slate. We've got great matchups, big boy teams going at it. You've got the Braves, you've got taking on the Braves. What about a season debut in Carlos Rodon, the big acquisition there for the Yankees? Haven't yet seen him this season. He's going up against the Cubs, who are decently good against left-handers, so look forward to that season debut. And what about the return to the majors of Alek Manoah? We look forward to talking about that one as the Blue Jays prepare to take on the Tigers today in Detroit. So a lot of interesting things going on to sit back and kind of observe and talk about as well. So we'll do that around the bases. Let's take a couple of games and break them down. How do you want to kick it off?
The thing I wanted to talk to you about, I have not bet this game, but I feel fairly enticed to take the Detroit Tigers just because of the weirdness. It looks weird, but then, I started looking at Manoah's numbers and how he got crushed in the first out of the game on his last time out. And I don't know, I was like looking at him like, really? Like, you think of him from last year. I guess I haven't followed him enough this year or paid attention enough, but I see a 1.9 whip and I'm like, well, and Toronto really hasn't been bringing in runs in the last month. Detroit actually has more runs than Toronto does. Fado, fantastic numbers, not a ton of innings though. I don't know. It's which way do you go with it? But I would feel enticed by taking the Tigers just because I think, not to say that it's a trap to take the Blue Jays, but that would be like the common thought, I would think. If somebody wasn't going to dig into stats and they just wanted to take Toronto because of Manoah and the name and the players that exist on that roster, I would certainly think that would be kind of the square spot to see a low-priced Blue Jays team. But, I don't know. I mean, maybe Manoah has something to prove, I don't know. He could win, certainly. But I think I would take the plus money on the Tigers. But I haven't bet it yet. I was just curious what you think of it.
Yeah, I would say based on what I'm seeing on social media, everybody seems to be wanting to back the Tigers. Look at the price. The price is falling the way where the money's coming on the Tigers. You said you hadn't gotten it. I was curious what price you bought it, but okay, you haven't bought it. But it's down to plus 115. I think it was around plus 125-ish was the opening line, if I recall. So it's come down. Like I said, it's down to plus 115. I have a problem getting on the Tigers, Squirrel, today, and I'll tell you the reasons why. One, are you really going to trust Alex Fado? Like, as you look at the back of his baseball card, it ain't much better, right? His ERA is well over 5. Everybody's getting multiple runs off of him in every start. He's coming off the disabled list, so don't really know what to expect with that. And what are you really going to get up over Alek Manoah, right? They say they found something in the videotape and his mechanics were really off from his 2022 when he was an all-star. They tweaked the mechanics. He went down to Double A and had a fantastic start, so great that they were like, just come right on back to the majors. We think that we really found the tweak in your mechanics. You tweaked it, you dominated, come right back and let's see what you can do. I think also that part of that is also to maybe see what they have going into the All-Star break, which is obviously also the beginning of what really heats up the trade deadline. They want to know, do they have something going forward, or maybe do they need to, add a piece? But if he's tweaked his mechanics and he can replicate something like 2022, I don't want any part of this Tigers team that can't hit right-handed pitching. I want the better offense of the Blue Jays, and I want way by far the better bullpen. You're talking a bottom 5 bullpen there in the Tigers and a top 10 bullpen in the Blue Jays. So I'd only be interested in the over in the game because I think the Blue Jays will hit certainly Fado. If you like the Tigers, I would only want to be on an over, and I would really only want to be on maybe a Tigers team total at 3.5. I can't trust. I can't trust that bullpen. That bullpen for the Tigers is really awful, and really awful once you start comparing it to how good the Blue Jays bullpen is. So, that's my thoughts on that one.
All righty. What do you have?
Well, I'm just curious what the current. It's curious what another site has it at, because I am Squirrel on the opposite of maybe do I take the over. But if Manoah, like I said, did find something, the Tigers are so goddamn bad versus right-handers. I don't know if I maybe want to be on it over. I kind of want to hold out for maybe a Blue Jays money line if it could come down to 120-ish, somewhere around there, if everybody wants to keep hopping on the Tigers. So plenty of time to maybe see how that game unfolds. I want to talk about the Royals, though, taking on the Guardians, where I'm going to be on that F5 under 5 runs. And you'll see through this show, a common theme will be CLV that I've got. I generally always have CLV, but this line's already dropped to 4.5, so people seem to agree with me. Why do people seem to agree with me? Well, the Royals are bottom of the league versus right-handers in every stat. You saw it unfold again last night. You've been seeing it unfold lately for the better part of the last few weeks. Just a terrible offense. It's actually... You can't really rifle off these numbers without like chuckling and laughing. Slugging 263, batting average of 195, weighted runs created is 41. Just really absolutely disgusting numbers. Well, if you flip it over to the Guardians, it doesn't get much better versus left-handers. How about they're only hitting 187? How about they only slugged 387? Their weighted runs created is 89 in the last 10 days. So, yeah, Guardians just struggling versus left-handers. Royals struggling over. Daniel Lynch. How about a great start versus the Rays? How about a great start versus the Tigers who hit left-handers? How about a great start versus the Nationals who hit left-handers? How about a great start versus the Orioles who crushed left-handers? Hell, he even picked up the win in his last start against the Dodgers. I don't understand why we're just gravitating towards the Guardians are going to walk to a victory today. Daniel Lynch has had himself a good season. Other than when he got just crushed by the Reds, he's been right there in every game and given his team more than a chance to start. And the numbers suggest that, right? Opponent's batting average is 239 this year, where last year was 290. His ERA's down a full point. His WHIP's down about a half a point. Everything across the board has gotten better for this guy in 2022. It's a little scary because when you do look up the Guardians last year, they got him in every start. But Daniel Lynch seems to be better on a good little bit of a roll. And then Savali, He's got great numbers, 2.96 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, 224 opponent's batting average. He's coming off a great start in his own right up against the Cubs. I hope I picked the right bet. I was going to do a Guardians F5 team total under 2.5 at minus 120. Daniel Lynch over 16.5 outs looks really good at about minus 130. I'm going to instead just do the F5 under and not double dip or even triple dip into this game and just keep the one bet I got. And again, just hope I picked the right one of that F5 under 5. So that's how we see the Royals and Guardians. And be careful. You may hear about them in the 4th inning long shot. Guardians struggling too much. Lynch. Royals today could be a nice little look. What's another game for you, Squirrel?
Well, there's 2 games today where there's incredible bullpens, incredible starting pitchers, but also incredible offenses. And so it may be a little bit difficult to get there on these if you don't want to go against the offenses. So the first game that I'm going to talk about is the Braves and the Rays. You have a strikeout machine in Tyler Glasnow and Charlie Morton on the other side of it, who still does have a high strikeout line, I think 6.5, if I remember right. So you have good starters and you have great bullpens, but you have the number one offense basically right now in the Braves, at least in the last month. They have the most runs, they have the most everything. Doesn't matter if it's right handed, left handed pitching that they're going against, they're really there at the top of the board. So that is the scare, right? Is the good offenses. But I do believe that with the strikeout machine that Glass now is, with the bullpens that exist on these teams, I'm going to take an under 8.5 in this game.
I tell you what, whenever you get two power pitchers that have a high K per nine, the under almost is a great play. The offenses are the scary one in this one, but they can always get themselves out of tight situations with their great strikeout stuff, and both of them have that. So, offensive-wise, you'll be in a sweat, but I do think it's probably the right play. If you're going to take the game, I would probably be on the under, too. And that would be on the Braves' money line. That'll be talked about in the fourth inning. They're at plus 102 over on FanDuel. Why? The Rays can't hit anything right now, and the Braves are absolutely crushing. Braves have the better bullpen. Braves at plus 102 over on FanDuel. I like it. All right, what is another game I was going to talk about? I was going to talk about what's on my notes. Here we go. Pirates and Diamondbacks. Pirates and Diamondbacks. Dick Mountain going up against Zach Gallen today. What I like about this one is I'm trying to find a way, like, how can I back the Pirates in this one? Because the Pirates already saw Zach Gallen earlier this season and absolutely crushed him, where in that same series, the Diamondbacks didn't get the benefit of seeing Rich Hill. So then I look up, well, how are they hitting left-handers? And I see the Diamondbacks are at the very bottom, hitting 164. Dead last in the MLB recently versus left-handers. Weighted runs created is at 41, no power at 230, and they're starting to strike out a lot at 27.5%. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Pirates are doing decently good versus right-handers. 269, 343, and a 442 slash line. Their weighted runs created is at 112, where they don't strike out at 22.4%. You flip it over to the bullpen games, and this game could stay under. Both bullpens right now are in the top 10 across the board in opponent's batting average, FIP, and WHIP. So I think this game does stay under. I really just want to be backing the Pirates, but I wouldn't want to take the Pirates maybe on the full game because I want the shittiness of the Diamondbacks versus the left-handers. Obviously, that could change once bullpen. And I'm just going, Pirates on the F5 money line at plus 175 with the option to push. I'm getting the better offense. I'm getting maybe not the better starter, but it maybe could be balanced out with how these teams are struggling versus the other ones surging. So trying to figure out how to back the Pirates today. What do you think about that game, Squirrel? If you're interested.
I don't think I have anything in the Pirates game. Again, like I said, it's pretty light for me.
Okay.
Let me look. I don't have anything in the Pirates game, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, I was thinking as a parlay piece, taking Zach Gallen first 5 on the Diamondbacks. Just first 5 money line for Diamondbacks. But again, I see undecided on the Pirates. Is that what you see, or do you have a pitcher?
No, I see Dick Mountain. I better be.
Oh, Rich Hill. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why I have undecided, but anyway, yeah, I always like Gallen though, and first 5 for me. So.
Yeah, it does look like it's Hill locked into a couple bucks. I do think we're gonna go ahead.
Yeah, now that you say that. Yeah.
All right,
okay.
so but you like the Diamondbacks? Okay, cool. All right, let's shut up there, Squirrel, and let's pitch. What do you got?
Yeah, so despite having what I said, the strikeout machine in Glass now, you have to pair him up against literally the best, lowest strikeout percentage team.
Yeah.
And is he going to get 7? He's going to get strikeouts. Is he going to get 7? This is the question. I say no. I say he goes under 6.5. No, 7.5. He has to get 8.
7.5.
No,
yeah, 7.5.
no. 7.5 under at even odds. Yeah. Is he going to get 8? No, probably not. Not against a 17% strikeout team and literally the best offense in the league right now. I don't think so. I think that's too high. So I will say under 7.5 for Tyler Glasnow at even odds.
Okay, let me just piggyback on that before you potentially maybe give out another one, because I'm going to do Glasnow under 17.5 outs. Gave that one out this morning at even money. It's now at minus 125, which is still a great price to pay considering he's gone under in every start except for one. So the name would suggest that he can go deep into games, but it ain't happening this year. It's because he is such a strikeout machine. He's just running up his pitch count, over 4 pitches per plate appearance, plays right into the hand of the Atlantic Braves, who see the 8th most pitches per plate appearance. You talked about that offense. It's number 1 right now, hitting .305, slugging .644, 160 weighted runs created. You're going to run his pitch count up. Again, Squirrel just mentioned their strikeout rate is at 18.2%, which is just phenomenal right now. So Glasnow's not been going over this. He's only done it once. I think Glasnow under 17.5 outs. Braves will obviously make him work like they do a lot of starting pitchers. So I'm taking his under on outs as opposed to strikeouts, but I like that one as well. What about another one?
Nothing that I've actually put my money on. However, here's an idea for you as I was just kind of scrolling through. I mean, It might be a bit of a risk, but if Manoah did find something and you wanted to somehow back the Blue Jays that wasn't going to be the money line, over 4.5 for Manoah seems fairly decent against the Tigers in terms of Ks. And that's assuming that, he did find something. I would certainly think he has something to prove. He just seems like that kind of guy, that I don't think he's going to come back out and try to pitch shitty. So, I would certainly think that this is something he wants to do well at.
Even in starts in which he's gotten rocked, 3.1 innings pitched, 7 Ks, 3 inning pitch, 6 Ks, 5.2 innings pitched, 5 Ks.
Well, and he's a bigger dude, right? I mean, he's got a lot of power. I mean, I think he's like 6'5", he's a big guy. So, yeah, I would absolutely, and he seems like he has a lot of confidence. Like he's very sure of himself just as a person. I know this probably doesn't factor into, but yeah, it just, look, I don't think he's going to go out and be timid at all. I really don't. He just doesn't seem like that kind of person to me.
If, that's a game. Probably won't be able to bet it because there is so much unknown with Manoah and maybe the tweaking of his delivery. I'm going to be all interested, though, in watching that and learning from it and being able to use that going forward. So we'll see. What did you think about our guy Alcantara? It feel like every 5th day you want to fade his strikeouts, but you ain't trying to fade it today up against the Phillies, where he's gone under in 4 of 6 starts against the Phillies in 2022. He's gone under in 10 of 17 starts in 2023, including a start against these Phillies back in April where he stayed under. The Phillies are league average in hitting right-handers, but they're sitting there with a 22.3% K percentage. At plus money, under 5.5 Ks, with these kind of hit rate, with this hit rate, you can't give it to me at plus money, not against this good Phillies team. I'm taking Alcantara under 5.5 Ks today at plus 110. I also,
sure.
So it's a shame because I also did under 19.5 outs and was going to give that play out. But that's now fallen to 18.5, so unfortunately I couldn't give that play out. But I was doing it.
As for my projection of him, I have him at 5.9 expected.
Okay.
The line's 5.5, juiced to minus 140 on the over, but unfortunately it doesn't really. I mean, either side to me is a negative EV proposition. So I didn't back the game from that standpoint, but I did find 2 other places to bet this game, two other spots inside the same game to bet. And if you're done with your pitching props, I got the Miami Marlins today on the money line, so that's how I'm backing it.
All right, that sounds like 4th inning long shot time. We'd like to give you some dogs today that can come home with the plus money cash. Squirrel's going to kick it off with why the Marlins are going to knock off the Phillies today. How's it going to happen there, Squirrel?
Well, you've got the Marlins at home, and a lot of the stats are really fairly even, or the Marlins do edge out just a little bit. I mean, while the edges statistically aren't massive, they're not, for either team really. I just see that in offensive categories that the Marlins actually edge out just a little bit. I would argue that the Phillies in the bullpen may edge out the Marlins just a tad, but it's not by very much either way it goes. I just think that plus money at home with Alcantara's a good deal.
Squirrel, you want me to tell you how on fire that Phillies bullpen is in the last 10 days? Take a guess at what that ERA is.
Oh, I can see it.
What is it in the last 10 days?
Dude, I don't know.
It's 0.00. That bullpen ain't giving up an earned run in the last 10 days. Dude's only hitting 147 off them. You're going to need Alcantara to have himself a nice start. Doesn't mean he can't do it. He's been on a good little bit of a roll. We correctly predicted him to knock off the Red Sox. No reason why he can't do it, but the bullpen advantage is Massive for the Phillies, absolutely massive. You're right though. Hitting versus right-handers, I mean they flip flop, and even when they flip flop, they're neck and neck. So offensive wise, yeah, 100%. It's pretty tight. So let's go Marlins. Get you a good plus money cash. I would say, man, the way that Phillies offense is doing, you may even want to just take Marlins on that F5. When I saw that, I was like, wow, the ERA is 0.0. I even refreshed it, Squirrel, because I was like, this shit's lying to me. Like, they haven't given up an earned run in 10 days. Nope, not an earned run. Not an earned run in 10 days. Pretty impressive stuff. I like the Braves today, and I don't think we need to elaborate that a whole hell of a lot. I'm getting by far the better offense. This Rays offense is actually free-falling. How about only hitting 212 in the last 10 days versus right-handers? How about only slugging 398 with a weighted runs created of 86? I already gave you the offensive numbers for the Braves. You already know they're a ton better. How about this Braves bullpen with a .99 ERA? How about a .95 WHIP and a 2.04 ERA? Or opponent's batting average, a 2.04 opponent's batting average. Meanwhile, you look at this Rays team, and it's about league average. So you want to give me the Braves, you want to give me the better bullpen, you want to give me the better offense, and you want to give me Charlie Morton, who's got great strikeout stuff and can wiggle himself up out of a jam. Yeah, I'll take the Braves at plus 102 all day long. I'll also take the Reds at plus 110 going on against the Brewers, where we've got Andrew Abbott on the mound, which, god damn, this guy's looked pretty damn good. He's burned me a couple times, I'll admit it, taking under on a strikeout prop, and overall maybe just not quite trusting him. But I like him. We know the Brewers struggle versus left-handers. And then this Reds offense, I mean, just can't keep what more can you say about it? It's just absolutely good. It stayed in the top 10. It feels like the better half of a month at least. And then from a bullpen perspective, no real advantage. They're both hovering around league average with most of the stats. So, but I'll take the better offense, and I think Abbott can definitely duel what Corbin Burns do. With Abbott, you even get the newness factor. No career at bats from this Brewers team. Where obviously the Reds have seen have seen Corbin Burns over the years, so they'll know what he's going to come. And then I'll throw this one out. Guardians, or
Kansas
Royals,
City
plus 165. Royals
Yeah.
plus 165. I'm expecting Daniel Lynch to obviously have a nice day. Mentioned he picked up the win against the Dodgers his last time out. He picked up the win against the Dodgers last time. If he sets them up and goes 6 innings, combined with how bad that Guardians is versus left-handers, you can see him going 6 innings. Go look at his game log. He goes 6 innings. That's why I like over 16.5 outs as well. But I didn't want to have too many plays in this game. That bullpen for the Royals does scare the shit out of you, I will say. But if they can get another good arms, the Carlos Hernandez...
But you don't take them for that, right? I mean, we talk a lot about why you would take a team for value, and you're not expecting them to win, but you understand that this is a lot closer to even than plus 160 suggests. Yeah. It's just probably not the right line. Another weird-ass thing is if you go and take a look at some of these books, you'll find plus 160 for the Royals, but there's other books that have plus 145, like FanDuel has plus 144. And then, right next door, you can find DraftKings at plus 160. So the price is all staggered. It's weird as hell. Generally bookmakers want to have the same price on the same game, and that's not what's happening here in the least. I do expect that we close well there, and for the same reason that I take the the Athletics or the Rockies plus 200 or these types of things, it's because they do cash a lot of times, and even though you would hate the pick going into it, it's not anything that anyone's going to sit there and say prior to the game, oh yeah, Kansas City Royals are going to win today, but yeah, they might, they probably will. I'm certainly on it. I put my money on it.
On the Royals?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Plus 160, yeah, no doubt.
I tell you what, you
fantastic
said. Yeah, you were mentioning maybe ones you don't expect to win. I actually expect the Braves to knock off the Rays. When we throw up the official bets, I'm on Braves money line. I expect the Reds to also knock off the Brewers. This could be one of those ones where, though, if you get nervous, you can get Braves minus 125 to win the series against the Rays. If maybe you're a little bit nervous about this one particular game, because they have the stats, and maybe over the course of 3 games, the stats win. Maybe they don't win tonight, but over 3 games, they do win. Same thing with the Reds. You can get them at minus 105 to win the series against the Brewers. I'll be playing them on the money line tonight, but those are just some series prices you can get that I also think are worth some stabs. The Braves and Reds to straight up win the series. All right, 5th inning. It's time to see what we're going to play tonight on the WNBA, and then I'll give you guys some hitting props.
Yeah. Unfortunately, again, I think this moved. I took the Indiana Fever +4. I'm seeing you can get 3.5 in a lot of places. This exists at FanDuel, DraftKings. BetMGM is actually -105 at a lot of places. So, yeah, you can get +3.5 for Indiana Fever. That's the WNBA play for me today.
Okay.
I took +4. If you can find +4, I don't know, put it in the chat, help people out maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, by all means. Got a great community of people out there. They normally do that. Got some hitting props for you guys today, and I'll even include a guy that I think you can put on some money to hit a bomb today. What about Austin Slater? Gomber's not confirmed anymore. He was confirmed, and now the books have changed it to be determined. But if you get Austin Gomber, Austin Slater's 9 for 15 off him with 3 doubles and 2 triples. So look for Austin Slater, who's hitting 352 on the season to keep it going against Austin Gomber. Ahmed Rosario, there of the Guardians, he's 6 for 11 off Daniel Lynch, 2 doubles and 1 triple. You could even look at Ramirez in that game. He's 444. Jimenez is 750. I mentioned the Guardians. The only scary part of that F5 under is they torched Daniel Lynch in 3 starts last season. Every start, they torched him. But again, I've shown you that his numbers are better. I've shown you he's on a good roll. That gives me the confidence to go ahead and back Daniel Lynch today with the Guardians' struggles versus left-handers. But those are 3 guys. I've got some fantastic numbers off of him. Anthony Rizzo today. He's 10 for 22 up against Jamison Taillon. 1 double, 2 home runs. That's your home run guy getting the short porch at Yankee Stadium today. A guy that he absolutely crushes from back in their days with the NL Central. A lot of familiarity. Look for Anthony Rizzo to hit you a home run and cash you a good plus money bet. And Jake Sawinski, he was 3 for 6 up against Zach Gallen, with all of them being doubles. So maybe you can look at Sawinski there of the Pittsburgh Pirates as another guy to give you a good cash today. All right, 6th inning, it's a steal. Time to give these guys a steal today, Squirrel.
This is an off-the-wall one. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
This is a thing that's been happening that I've been noticing, and I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic angle. If you take a pitcher from a really shitty perceived team like the Athletics, like the Royals, like, I don't know, whatever, the bottom rung tie, like low tier teams. You take a pitcher from those teams and the outs props or the K props get undervalued because of the name of the team is my theory on this. But it's been happening a lot. And I even did it yesterday with that Hogan Harris. He cashed. That was the Athletics, right? I think we needed over 3.5. He got there. I think he got like 6. So I'm going right back to the Athletics again today, and I will take Luis Medina, something like that. I don't know, pronunciation. Over 3.5 Ks. This is -130, but once again, if I look back at game logs and who he's gone against, it's actually been some respectable opponents that he's pulled this off against. Some of the lowest strikeout rates in the league as well, including the Cleveland Guardians. They have a strikeout rate of 18.3, so right above the Braves, and he was able to pull off 4 against them. He's done it against Toronto. He's done it against the Rays. He's done it against the Astros. I mean, it's just a good chance, at -130 to go over 3.5 Ks. I mean, expect him to go 4 or 5 innings maybe and get 1 per. I certainly don't think that's undoable, not by the game logs anyway. So the -130 is what I will call a steal.
Wow, he's got a great hit rate. He's only missed in 2 starts.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. I don't know.
So I think a little bit of a hidden gem there, huh?
Yeah, I overlooked this one just because of the Red Sox K percentage. I sort it. Obviously, I rank it like everybody else does. And then I kind of just focus on the top and the bottom, and who's in the middle I kind of disregard. That's where the Red Sox kind of falls, kind of like league average right now. So I didn't think about it, but you're right. This guy, he ain't going to pitch deep in this game. He ain't going more than 5 innings, I can tell you that. Which is fine, but even if, he's hitting it. So good one there, Squirrel. Found ourselves a little gem, Medina. Found a way to back the Athletics. That's what's so fun about baseball over 162 games. Even the shitty teams, you can find the right angle. You found it yesterday with Hogan Harris. And maybe you're onto something right here with Medina today. So, cool. Good stuff. All right. I like to give out my nerf of the day. And Want to thank everybody for hanging out yesterday on YouTube Live as we cashed Cubs Brewers today. Had a fantastic time with everybody. I'm going to mention this.
I stopped by for about 60 seconds. And I
Yeah,
just had to
you
chuckle because I think it was like the second out of the game, and you're like, sit down, sit down.
Dude, that bet is like, if you don't have
It
energy
fires
watching
you
that
up,
bet,
dude.
like you better be fired up watching that bet. Everything is on the edge of your seat.
Oh,
shit.
I heard you got screwed to what Ian Happ thought he was out or something, and you were like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Not only did
You're
Ian Happ
all-
think he
you're all
was
whipped
out,
up
Ian
on
Happ
it.
thought he was out, the catcher thought he was out, and the pitcher. They were all walking to the dugout, and he called ball 4, and everybody was like, oh. And he's like, all right, I'll take off my shin guard. I guess I did draw that ball. Thank you there. It didn't. Obviously, it worked out for us. It didn't burn us, but yeah, that was a freaking strike if I've ever seen one. Full game NRFI Royals Guardians. Shocker. I'm on an F5 under. I like the NRFI. So I'm not going to elaborate on that one, but I did want to hit you guys with the full game NRFI. 3 games in which I think 3 teams won't hit. I'm not interested in the full game NRFI, but I think you can pluck out 3 teams, put them in a parlay, and give you a good plus money cash. It's those Athletics. I don't think they're going to score in the first inning. Red Sox are going to go ahead and do a bullpen day with Bernardino kicking it off. He's only had 1 opening start, but he had 1 start, 2 Ks, no hits, no walks in that only appearance in the first inning. So combine that with the Athletic struggles on offense, and you don't see them score in the first inning. The Pirates shouldn't score against Zach Gallen, who's only given up 4 runs in 18 starts this season, a 242 opponent's barrier average, and a whip of 1. If he does that 1, we're going to get a cash, because that means there's only 1 guy that's going to get on base. As long as he doesn't hit a nuke, we'll go ahead and get a cash. So like that right there. And the Angels up against Gonsolin, who's only given up 3 runs in 12 starts, 12 Ks, 146 opponent's batting average, and a .92 whip. So another guy, as long as you hit your whip, we should go ahead and hit the NRFI. So Athletics, Pirates, Angels, plus 128. If you take those 3 teams alone to not score in the first inning, plus 128. 7th inning, we'll transition now to telling you what's our best bet of the day. What is it, Squirrel?
This would be the second of the 2 games where I love an under. And again, it's fantastic pitching for starting pitching, fantastic bullpens, but also pretty decent offenses. I just thought it was the better of the 2 in terms of the pitching for getting an under 7.5. It is the Phillies and Marlins backing Alcantara and Zach Wheeler. So that is where I ended up for best bet today, under 7.5 Phillies and Marlins.
Cool. 7.5 Phillies, Marlins. Damn, I'm just looking now. It's down to 7.
Oh,
Down to 7.
across the board?
Well, it's FanDuel. DraftKings is down to 7. Oh, you can still get
Wow,
7.5
yeah, it's
on
like
MGM.
minus 125 if you want under 7.5 now.
Yeah, you can still get a 7.5.
You can. I was able to grab minus 110, but jeez.
I'm
Yeah,
curious.
Caesars has minus 115, under 7.5. If you still want the game, Caesars is the place to go for 7.5, minus 115 for the under.
I'm just waiting to hear when we get to rapid fire to hear what you think about this Pirates Diamondbacks from an over-under perspective. That's one I'm contemplating adding to the cart. All right, here we go. Best bet today is we got to turn to LA. We got the Angels taking on the Dodgers. I tweeted this morning. God, I hope you guys are following me on Twitter. Tweeted Griffin Canning under 17.5 outs at minus 105. Best price right now is minus 155, and we're on minus 105. So that's obviously one hell of a play. But I also like the Dodgers run line within that same game too. Dodgers are a top 5 offense. They're slashing 283, 360, and slugging 500 with a 132 weighted runs created. And their K percentage is only 19.6%. So seeing the ball well, hitting the ball, and not striking out. The Angels slash line is 219, 291, 446. Weighted runs created is at 99, and they continue to strike out a lot at 29%. Obviously, Mike Trout is on the DL. Anthony Rendon is day-to-day. We don't know what he's going to do. But the Dodgers also see the 7th most pitches per plate appearance to tie into Griffin Canning under 17.5 outs. The Angels' bullpen is also rested. Remember the other day while we liked Sandoval to go under his outs because we knew if he ran into trouble or if the lineup presented right-handed bats, they were going to pull him because they had an off day on Thursday. That worked out to a T. Well, this series, obviously now they come into this series rested off the off day, but they're the only series in Major League Baseball that for whatever reason doesn't play on Sunday. So this is only a 2-game series. They can deploy their bullpen however the hell they want. There's no concerns here in a 2-game series. Coming off an off day, every bullpen arm to be ready to go for these 2 games. So, yeah, Canning runs into trouble against a top offense. They'll go right to that bullpen. Love everything about that. And I think that counters the bullpen's rest of off day yesterday, off day Sunday. Will counter. This guy has gone over 17.5 outs in 6 of his last 7 outings. Obviously didn't have the bullpen in the shape that it was, and obviously wasn't going up such an elite offense of the Dodgers during that span as well. So getting back to the run line, though, Canning versus Gonsolin. Gonsolin's just been really good. I mean, his hits prop is at 4.5, which is just really low. He is coming off a little bit of a rough outing, there against the Royals. But overall, good ERA at 3.69, a 1.11 whip. I like everything about Gonsolin more. And he's going up against that Angels offense. I gave you their slash line that is absolutely struggling. That's only getting worse game by game as Mike Trout and other stars miss the action right there. Flip it over to the bullpen for this run line. How about a top 10 bullpen in the Dodgers going up against a bottom 10 bullpen in the Angels right there? So I guess 2 best bets. I like the Dodgers run line and Canning under 17.5 out. So 2 best bets today in one game. All right, 8th inning double play. What's our favorite parlay today, Squirrel?
I would either do a double totals on the under with the Braves and Rays and the Phillies Marlins to go under on both of those games. Or if you wanted to parlay 2 pitchers, I would certainly try the Medina over 4.5 Ks and the Glass now under 7.5. So you could either do a pitcher prop parlay there, or I think 2 unders that are really strong plays today.
Okay, I'm trying to cook up a parlay actually as we speak. Yeah, you could of course do Dodgers. You could of course do Dodgers money line, but there were. Let me scroll over to. I like Daniel Lynch over 16.5 outs. I like that one. What was another one I liked? I bet Zach Gallen goes under 18.5 outs. I think that's a good parlay piece today. Zach Gallen under 18.5 outs. And the other one I liked was Jordan Montgomery over 1.5 walks as a little parlay piece. And that one's actually, you could play straight up at minus 120, but I like him over 1.5 walks today, taking on those White Sox, which we'll expand on that game a little bit more in rapid fire. I have no idea what that price is, but I'm sure it's a good price at plus money. All right, let's go ahead and throw out these official bets, and then let's talk about these games. There's a lot of games we hadn't talked to yet, which I think there could be some opportunity to maybe add some more bets to the card as we progress here through rapid fire. So let's toss these up on the screen, and let's get after it here, shall we? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take all those pitching props I mentioned. Alcantara under 5.5 Ks. Glasnow under 17.5 outs. Canning under 17.5 outs. Dodgers on the run line. Braves, Reds on the money line. Royals, Guardians, F5 under 5. And give me that 3-legged parlay of just those 3 teams not to score in the first inning. Just those 3 teams. Been seeing out of the corner of my eye some comments roll through. We'll, of course, circle back here in half a minute after rapid fire and catch those. So let's do it. Getting into the app here whenever it allows me. Here we are. We are into the app. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, Phillies Marlins. Let's kick it off with an over-under of 7 now. Phillies minus 135, Marlins plus 115. Phillies, winners of 12 games in a row on the road. 12 games in a row on the road. They have won on the road. Yeah, I want the Phillies. I want that bullpen.
Nah, not today. I'll take the Marlins and the under.
I might actually add that Phillies. Man, you're going to take Marlins and the under. Whew. I may actually take that. Did Wheeler go up against the Marlins earlier this season? I told you guys Alcantara did because he also stayed under 5.5 Ks. Did Wheeler see the Marlins yet? Oh, he did.
Are you looking it up or you want?
Oh, he dominated them too. Yeah. I mean, with the offenses being neck and neck, Phillies obviously on a roll. Bullpen is just humming along. I could only be on the Phillies at minus 135 with an over-under of 7. That just puts me off of an over-under completely. So Phillies money line for me. Braves and Rays over-under of 8.5, minus 110 up against minus 110 now. So I know you can get a better price over on FanDuel. That's where I bet it. Yeah, I like the Braves, obviously. Duh. What do you like, Squirrel?
The under, obviously. Yeah, the under, and then the Glass now under 7.5 Ks. I don't think he's going to get 8 against the Braves. I just don't.
Okay, cool. Blue Jays and Tigers over under of 9. Blue Jays minus 135. Tigers plus 115. We certainly talked about this game. I am going to say Blue Jays in. I'm just going to go Blue Jays. I'm going to trust Manoa here for rapid fire. Give me the Blue Jays money line.
Yeah, I think if I'm gonna back Manoa, I'll do it from the over 4.5 Ks, and I think that the game looks so weird that it just makes me lean Tigers. Not that I bet it. I would be most inclined to betting Manoa over 4.5 Ks if I was gonna do anything in the game, because as far as the total goes, I have no clue. Um, it just, God, yeah, the game looks so weird though. I would go Tigers if I had to pick a side, but I think Manoa over 4.5 Ks is probably my favorite bet in that game.
The good thing there about that strikeout prop is, unless he just gets rocked, if he's just like limping along, I think they're going to leave him out there because they want to know what they had before that trade deadline. If they need to add or subtract a piece to that starting rotation, so if he's just limping along, it'll be like, let's throw him back out there and see if he can keep tweaking those mechanics and see if he can round into form. So, kind of like it. Unless he gets shelled, I think he's going to go 100-ish pitches, and they want to see what they've got out of this guy. So. I like the over 4.5 angles. Cubs and Yankees over under of 8, plus 140 for the Cubs. Yankees minus 165. I had no idea what you're going to get out of Carlos Rodon, so I stayed away from this game a ton.
Yeah, not only that, and the Yankees just seem like so different when you don't have Aaron Judge and whatnot. I mean,
it really does.
It's we've seen it a couple times. I saw it last year. They're just very different. Without the leader compared to when they have him in, it's just a completely different team. I don't trust them, and I wouldn't put minus 170 on them. Didn't they get shelled last night?
Yeah, and I bet that bullpen got taxed because Severino gave up runs early and often. That bullpen probably got burned a little bit. Which, by the way, you want the Cubs bullpen anyways, because even whether the Yankees bullpen is rested, tired, who gives a shit? The numbers are significantly better than the Cubs. So, offensive
and you've already seen a receding in the Cubs line, which would speak, to the money's on that side. They're, sharp players are moving the line on the Cubs. It came out 150, 155, and we're down to 140. If you're looking for a spot to take an underdog, we didn't include this one in our. It's probably it. I would be on the Cubs, for sure.
I do want to maybe look up. Let's see what he did against the Cubs. Did he pitch against the Cubs last season? The Cubs are really good versus left-handers. Bullpen's by far better. You mentioned the Yankees struggling offensively. Where the hell is this guy's name? Carlos Rodon. There he is. Did he go against the Cubs last year? 5.1 innings pitched, 2 runs, not bad. 7 innings, no runs. Okay, I would probably, but for rapid fire, yeah, I'm only on the Cubs or nothing. There's no way I want that Yankees minus 165. Like, who the hell's taking it at minus 165?
Oh, I assure you, there's people, and they're parlaying it.
Jesus Christ, no way. Rangers and Nationals over under of 10, minus 165 for the Rangers. Nationals plus 140.
Rangers? Hell yeah.
This over 10 looks pretty good. I can tell you that, folks. This over 10 looks good. You're getting the Nationals up against a left-hander, which we obviously love that. Rangers remain just the top 10 offense versus right-handers. Bullpens are struggling, so I like the over 10.
And can you believe it's come down a half a run? Came out
really?
10.5. So yeah,
interesting.
It is interesting stuff, man.
Royals and Guardians over under of 8.5. Royals plus 155. Guardians minus 180. Royals plus 155.
Suck.
Which you can get a better price over FanDuel plus 160. As Squirrel said, the prices for this game are wildly different across the board. But we're just one random book here. But I would only want the Royals. And obviously we were on the Guardians yesterday, right? It was one of our great cashes on the run line. And just they lose the advantages going up against a left-hander. Lynch is on a roll. Lynch coming off a win against the Dodgers.
Yeah, Royals. Oh, yeah, Royals. Absolutely. Is that what game we're on? Sorry, I was sending something out.
It's Royals or nothing for me. It's like a little day for dogs. Athletics and Red Sox.
No, it is.
Athletics and Red Sox over under of 10.5, plus 200 for the Athletics, minus 240 for the Red Sox. Bullpen day, so that gives me a little bit of a pause. I probably would use the Red Sox as a parlay piece, though. They should certainly still win the game. They have hitting
And don't
bullpen
forget
advantages.
about that Medina under
Over,
3.5
over.
or over. I misspoke. Over 3.5 minus 130.
I like it. Actually, man, that hit rate is incredible. All but 2 starts. Good stuff. Reds and Brewers
Yeah.
over under of 7.5. Reds at even money. Brewers at minus 120. Yeah, I only want the Reds. I mean, talked about this game in the 4th inning. Andrew Rappert up against Corbin Burns. It doesn't really scare me. If you also want to take the NRFI in this game, yeah, you go up against that hot Reds offense who knows Corbin Burns really well, but it is a decent looking NRFI. I think the Royals and Guardians is better because both offenses are stone cold right now with both pitchers on a good roll. That's not the same scenario in this game, but I bet people bet this NRFI. I bet it's a popular one.
Last night I took under 8, and it's 7.5 now in this game. So I am happy with my half a run.
I can see that. Yep. Cardinals and White Sox over under of 8.5. Cardinals minus 115. White Sox minus 105. Left-hander Jordan Montgomery taking on Dylan Cease here. I would really kind of like the White Sox in this matchup. I'm getting the bullpen advantage. Remember, we faded Kikuchi yesterday because how good the White Sox are versus left-handers. Obviously, after having the success against him, they've now vaulted the top 3 team right now versus left-handers. Montgomery's a good pitcher, though. Montgomery's a good pitcher. That's why it gave me a touch of a pause. But I can only like the White Sox here at minus 105 as a little bit of a dog.
Yeah, I do as well. I've been getting a lot more into pitching props, and so Cease's name stuck out to me when I just
Comes
saw it
up,
because I
yeah.
think he was towards the top of my list for an edge being under 7.5. Although again, it's juicy at minus 150, but I have him projected at 6.3 for strikeouts.
Yeah.
So, again, to say, is this guy going to get 8, much like last night? It's a lot. Could he do it? Absolutely. But, and Cardinals are going to be a lot easier of an opponent than the Braves would be by far. But, yeah, I mean, it's a decent edge in terms of my projections. So.
But if they don't strike out, they got a good percentage at 20.2% in terms of taking an under.
The Cards? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Cool.
That's good. The
Let me tell you something real quick. The props I've been doing, I am overall, I've made 92 of them in this kind of new test I'm doing. I made 92 prop plays, and I'm 52 and 40 in those. So that's up 10 units, 17% ROI.
Oh, wow.
But those are ranked by, like theoretical edge percentage, so like basically 1% all the way up to roughly 20% theoretical edge. So in terms of that type of edge, Cease today going under 7.5 would be my second highest, and that would be about a 9% theoretical edge on paper.
Wow. Hell of a little system you got there. Hop on over to hockeysquirrel.com. You'll probably find out what all 92 picks are on a daily basis, I'd imagine. Orioles and Twins with an over-under of 8.5. Orioles plus 125. Twins minus 145. This was a tough one for me. There's no way I like the over.
We're on the Twins game?
Yeah. This one was just tough looking at the stats. Couldn't figure out a winner. Couldn't figure out an over. Under.
I don't know if the price is worth it or anything, but I do like Bailey Ober being, you hear people refer to guys as being a unit. Bailey Ober is absolutely a unit. I don't know. I think he's 6'8", 6'9", throws hard as hell. You got a great bullpen now in the Twins. I don't know how the hell that happened because in the games I've been to this summer, it was the bullpen that was not good at all. It was actually terrible. So, I don't know how the numbers are as good as they are, but they are. So
yeah, it's top 5. It's really good. This is why you handicap baseball in small samples because the shit ebbs and flows over 162 games.
And as long as you have,
and now they're flowing.
Right. So, and you got a healthier playing anyway. Buxton, he's still the DH, right? So, I think there was something to do with his lower body that isn't quite, up to par to play center field. At least last I looked. The only thing we're missing is Polanco. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't take the Twins, or I certainly would. I think.
Yeah, it just changed right in front of us. Now it's down to minus 140. When I think I read it off, I'm pretty damn sure I said minus 145. So, yeah, I can get on with that Twins. That Twins bullpen is really stinking good. So, yeah, give me the Twins money line. Mariners and Astros, minus 105 for the Mariners, minus 115 for the Astros with an over-under of 7.5. I like the Astros in this one. They have hitting and bullpen advantages. Starter, maybe not, but they have the hitting and bullpen advantages, so minus 115 is good for me.
I missed the Mariners last night. I think George Kirby threw, and it was a pick that I wanted and never got around to actually betting it until the game had already started, and I went, shit, and then they won. So,
Classic.
Mariners I wanted last night. I don't know really about the game today too much. I like Luis Castillo, but I like Hunter Brown too. Again, I know Hunter Brown throws some strikes. Like, he's got some crazy velocity, right?
Oh, yeah. Hunter Brown's got a great breaking ball. He's going to rack up some Ks against the Mariners, I can tell you that.
I don't know. I like Castillo as a pitcher. I just can't remember if he's like, a big strikeout guy. I kind of don't think he is, but not like Hunter Brown.
Don't speak that. I had under 6.5 Ks 2 starts ago and got daggered by the last batter. So I'd say he's got good strikeouts. Right. Striking out a guy on his 103rd pitch.
Yeah, you get looking at so many different people and stats are flying everywhere. You have a low total. I don't know. Maybe I'd try under 7.5 if I didn't want to pick a winner.
Okay.
Or over on the strikeouts of either of those guys. I don't know, really.
Here's another NRFI that everybody's going to love between the Mets and Padres, over under of 8. Mets plus 110, Padres minus 130.
Because of the pitching?
Yeah, just because of the. I mean, we already know the Mets are the second worst team at scoring in the first inning, so you get a little bit of
I've got Verlander going over 5.5 at even. I don't believe I have any edge on you, Darvish. So if you're looking for a pitcher in that game, Verlander's your guy, over 5.5. Yeah, as far as picking a winner, I don't know.
Pirates Diamondbacks over under of 8.5 plus 170 for the Pirates. Diamondbacks minus 200. I like the under. What do you have this at? I want to add it to the card.
Yeah, so you asked me that. I did dig into it a little bit, like immediately after you asked me. I love Gallen, and the Pirates don't look to be hitting too terribly much. So that points to an under in itself. I think the things that I was looking at had me looking at an under is what I would do. Under 8.5 there.
Pirates money line for me, under 8.5 would be my 2 picks in that game. Angels and Dodgers over under of 9. Angels plus 145, Dodgers minus 170. Everybody knows where I'm at on this game. What about for you?
Let's see. I actually don't know. I think I might have spaced when you were talking about it, or if you did talk about it. Where are you?
Best bet today. Dodgers run line. Actually, I think maybe if I had to pick between the two, I would parlay them. Actually,
because all those guys are out of the Angels lineup, right? Is that what we're?
Just one guy.
Yeah.
Just Trout.
Oh, I thought there were a lot of people out.
I mean, there are other guys out.
There are, but they're not like.
Other guys that don't.
Yeah.
I mean, but the team's only hitting 219.
Oh, there are a lot of people out.
Yeah, there are.
There are a lot of people out.
They're struggling. What were the numbers I gave out? 219. Yeah, they're struggling. They're striking out at 29%.
On a run line with Gonsolin, yeah, I can understand it. And then they're at home on top of all of that as well.
Which they scored in the first inning yesterday when I said take them at plus 185 to score in the first inning.
If you would expect the Angels to contribute at all, maybe the over would be a decent play because Dodgers, are going to put up runs.
Yeah, Dodgers bullpen's about league average. It's the Angels one that is like god awful, but yeah, it's
right. So either an over or the Dodgers run line.
And then the last game, Rockies apparently have gone to a TBD. If it's Austin Gomber, I want the Giants. I want the Giants. I don't really give a shit who's pitching for the Rockies. What am I kidding? Giants are a money line piece. I don't really care.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So, all right, fellas, there it is. There's your Friday episode there, the payoff pitch, running on into money-making weekend. Do follow me on Twitter. I'm going to add some stuff. We've also got some arbitrage money, free bets on some various sports books. Let's have ourselves a fun little day. Make some parlays, cash some straight bets, set up money-making weekend right on a Friday night. All right, Squirrel, enjoy it. Thank you, and thank you everyone else.
Yep.
Good luck.
Have a good one.
Oh, wait, we didn't catch the comments. Hold on. I didn't catch the comments. Haha, gotcha. Gotcha, everybody. I'm back. All right, we got Daryl saying opinions on Phillies F5 and over. Yeah, I just like the Phillies to win the game.
There's no way I'm taking over. No.
Yeah, Braves. Well, yeah, you like the under. Braves over. Yeah, maybe. Astros under and Blue Jays under. Wow, it's a lot there. I don't know how you can take any. I mean, that Blue Jays game is tough with Manoah. If he fixed something, you're in trouble. If he didn't fix something, that game's going to go way over. If he
Too much unknown to even
unknown.
Bet the game.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand these people.
There's so many better spots.
I agree. John says, I think the Phillies keep going and get that W. Yeah, I'm with you there, John. Might even add Phillies money line to the card, actually. I agree with you 100%. Cashing that NRFI yesterday was electric. Yes, sir. Like Fever, first half or full game. I don't think he analyzes the NBA like that. He's just, I don't think. You don't like Fever first half or full game. You're not doing it like that, right?
+4 full game is what I did. Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah. Opinions on Red Sox and Dodgers winning. Yeah, I think that's a good money line parlay there, Daryl. Red Sox and Dodgers on the money line parlay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So those were all the comments. See you, fellas. We'll see you back Monday.